Hi everyone, my name is Roberto, the lead marketer here at Beep, and you're watching A Better Web with Beep. Now, for context, in these shows I review websites and leave feedback using a tool called Beep. Beep, for those of you who don't know, it's a browser extension that's free to download. You can use it to instantly pin comments directly onto any live website and instantly send it out to anyone in just a matter of seconds. What makes Beep so great is that every single comment you create comes with an automatic screenshot with a pin locating where in the page you left your comment. Sounds great, right? So having said that, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So here we have Automobile11 asking, can anyone help me with my website? My website is hit by the 2024 May Google Core update. All the articles are written by me and there is no AI. Can anyone here please help me? Yes, of course. I see you already have two replies here. One says, I visit your website. It's good. This is my website. You already got hit by the Google Core update, so there's clearly something that you need to fix or something that you need to improve on. And, saying that it's good, it's not really helpful. Good, fine, nice, as I always say, are the enemies of great and perfect. So don't worry, Automobile11, I got your back. I'm going to visit your website now and give you some feedback using Beep. Now, as a marketer, I'm just going to be skimming through your website and I already see a couple of issues. I see that it's a blog. And I already saw 3 issues mostly that pop up, actually 4 now. And you said that you got hit by the Google Core update of May. Now, I know what rolled out in May, which is the site reputation abuse, not exactly the Google Core update. Site reputation abuse policy. It's a rename of the parasite SEO, but I don't think that it applies to you since you wrote all your articles and there are no third parties that are posting on your blog. So probably it's not that one. It's the March Google Core update, which was the latest one to be released and finished rolling out in April 19th. Now, for those of you who don't know, and maybe for you don't know as well, that these Google Core updates, what is the main goal? It's to improve the search experience for the Google users. Namely, they want to reduce low quality, spammy, or unoriginal content. So if any of your articles or majority of your articles fall under those 3 categories, either are they low quality, are they spammy, or are they unoriginal, then usually you either get unindexed or you just rank lower in the search rankings. So I don't know exactly what happened to you. You didn't specify whether you got unindexed entirely or you're still indexed, but then you just dropped in ranking. So let me visit your articles to see if that's the case. But one of the mistakes that I saw was a typographical error. Now I see your website, it says your urls.in, so I think that you're based in India, correct me if I'm wrong. So English may not be your first language, but I know that Indians, they are particularly good at English. So I guess since you're creating a blog and you wrote it all yourself, kudos to you. You're still writing in something that's not your mother tongue. So, kudos to you, but I'm here to give you critical advice and critical feedback. So do take everything that I say, not personally. I'm here to help. So here, Enigna, I'm guessing you want to say engine. So I would say here. And since I'm going to be leaving feedback, I'm going to group it into a project to make it better organized. And I'll show you exactly what I'm doing here. Automobile Hut, save that. Okay, so now it's assigned to the comment. And I'm going to say Enigna is a typo error. Change to engine. Spelling mistakes equals low quality content equals low SEO. So I'm going to save that. And as you can see here on the toolbar, the comment that I just added is right here with an automatic screenshot and a pin locating where on the page that I left that comment. Now I can go ahead and click this link and send it over to you, but I have a lot more comments to give. That's why I put a project folder so I can send you all the links to all the comments in one go. So let me close that. And another mistake that I saw was this one. New Yamaha model will gonna launch in India soon. So will gonna, it's not proper English. I would say change this to model will launch or model is going to launch, because will gonna and gonna is not let's say not real English, because it's more it's more slang. This could also hurt your rankings, because gonna, it's very like casual and slangy, so it's probably going to be perceived as low quality content. Next, as I can see here, you wrote everything under your URL. I would change this to your real name, because URL or entities as authors don't help credibility. Now, why does being credible, or why does being transparent about your identity help? Now, let me explain. In terms of SEO and Google search rankings, they rank, it's not really a ranking, but what helps is going along the acronym of EEAT. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Now, I can go into depth on all of these things in maybe a future video if you guys want to, but for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to go through them very quickly. Experience means that Google wants to know and wants you to display that you have first-hand experience in what you're talking about. So certain things like reviews from your first-hand experience, or something that you've actually done in the past, or something that you've actually used in the past, such as, for example, here you're talking about the new Honda CBR 300R. Did you actually get to drive this model? Did you actually get to do it, like to see it in person, to hear the engine and all of that? And they want to know that you have first-hand experience. That's basically it. Do you have that? If not, then that does not help. The next E is expertise. Do you have practical knowledge or skills in the topic that you're talking about? So far, I have not seen anything that displays that. There's no about us here. Usually blogs have an about us. So I would say best to insert a container with an about me info, or brief info about you, to build credibility and transparency. And then A stands for authoritativeness. How much authority do you have in the field? Are you an expert in the field? Do you have publications that are findable somewhere on the web? Do you have a LinkedIn page that shows your credentials, your experience, your education? If not, then usually this hurts your rankings as well. Trustworthiness, the last thing, T, trustworthiness. It talks about how accurate your information is, how safe your website is, how reliable you are. And a big thing is, again, transparency. How transparent is, how obvious is it that, how do I know who is the one writing this information, right? Is it a bot? Is it an actual person? Is it a person of note? Because especially in this fields of health and finance, I'm not so sure about engineering or mechanics, but health and finance, you want to know that the information you have is written by a credible doctor or lawyer or accountant. Because if one doctor says one thing and another doctor says one thing, who are you going to trust more? The person who is more available or has more content online, or who has more publications published online, right? Rather than one who does not have anything. So that's pretty much what I have to say. Work on the about me, put it there. Let me see if I have here an about us. Now, I would not say about us. I would change this to about me, because you're writing, you don't have any team, you don't have anyone else besides you, and your name is Ayan. So hi Ayan. I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to read this. I would take away thank you. Take thank you away. It's not necessarily needed. And important to put a photo of you, a professional one, best doing something mechanic related, because that would boost a little bit the transparency. Another thing that I see here, let me just check if it changes. No, is that you have the tab others in the middle of everything. Others, I would say move others tab to the end, last tab after engine. Why? Because nobody goes to a website saying like, oh, I'm gonna go to this website because I want to search specifically for others, right? There's no such thing. And another thing is like automobile, bike, and car. Bike, I think you're talking about motorbikes. Yes, you are. Okay, not the bicycles. So motorbikes and cars, they're automobiles. So this is a bit redundant. I would either put these two as a drop-down menu under automobile, or I would remove automobile entirely and just leave bike and car. So I would say consider these three tabs. Either remove automobile tab or place bike and car tabs as a drop down under automobile. And that's it. And also here, it's not very specific. I'm just hovering over this because I'm realizing it's a logo. I wanted to know if it's a logo plus text or a logo entirely, and I see that it's a logo. The reason why is because technical education is a little bit vague. Technical education of what, right? So it does not necessarily help with your SEO or anything, but since it's a logo, I don't think it helps or hurts anything. But I'm just giving this as a friendly piece of advice. Change the text of the logo to be more representative of your site. At the moment, it is a bit vague. You can even use automobile hut or something of that sort, something more specific to what you're talking about, because technical education can be of anything. Now, another thing, like for me as a marketer, when I see a bunch of social media links, it looks very amateur, especially if they're 5, because Facebook, Twitter, all of these, they have different demographics, different types of content, and you're basically spreading yourself. It's kind of like a shotgun. You're just spreading your fire. You have to be as specific as possible. In marketing, there was a study done that the more choices that you give a person, the more choices that you give, the actual less percentage that the people will actually choose something. So I would say maximum 3, and if you want to push it, maximum 4. So I would put this here, maximum 4, best 3 if you really want to. And also, what is the call to action of the website? Do you want to drive people, like you want to drive visitors into your website as the last destination, or do you want to drive people that come from your website to, let's say, YouTube or your Instagram page? What is the call to action? What's the final destination of the funnel that you're trying to do? Because if the call to action is to drive people into the website and let them stay on the website, best not to put anything that links out to your website. It's self-defeating. But if your call to action is to drive people out of your website, then yes, it's good to put your social media links here, or even above here where it's more prominent. So I would say consider the placement of these social media links either here in the header or in the footer if your intention is to keep them here. So in the footer, so you can put the social media links here if you want to keep them on your blog page. And let me just check your articles. Gonna do a skim here. Seems okay, seems good. But one thing I have to say, like about the Google Core updates, right? I said low quality, spammy, or unoriginal content. Unoriginal content, that's what I'm trying to look at now. Because if your content, regardless or not, if you created your content by yourself or with AI, regardless or not, even if you wrote your content all yourself, even if it's unoriginal or low quality, it's still going to be hit by Google and still going to be unindexed by Google. Because when you think of it, what is AI? AI basically patches or takes information from various sources on the web and then combines them into one. That humans can do as well. So if what you did, how did you create your articles? Did the articles come from first-hand experience of actually experiencing what you're talking about? Engine oil, oil filter replace, did you actually do that from your first-hand experience? Or did you take all this information from various sources on the web and combine them, patch them all together into this article? Because if it's the latter and you just copy-pasted from the web, you're basically doing what AI is doing. So it's unoriginal. So consider that when you're doing, when you're creating content on the web. So let me just check here your site health. I see your web vitals, it's good, at least contentful paint, predictable, because I don't think that you have, usually the LCP is usually larger or in the red for websites that have a hero section or any videos or GIFs. INP is also in the good, also in the green, and the red CLS, cumulative layout shift, it's in the red. Now I'm wondering why it's in the red, because blog articles usually don't have this. And I don't know if you inserted ads, because ads, they actually hurt in increasing the CLS and making it go in the red. Because I'm using Brave browser. Brave takes away all the ads. Let me change it over to another browser. So here I am on Chrome, and yes, I'm already seeing as to why the CLS is high, because you do have ads. I'm just gonna block notifications. What the heck is the notifications for? So you see cumulative layout shift. Basically, what is that? Layout shift. As soon as visitors come to the website, if anything happens to shift during their time on the website, that contributes to hurting you. So like, whereas before this used to be up here, now the ads shifted everything down, and that hurts your CLS. Now going back to the original, maybe other things like, for example, here, why do you have a search button here? This could also increase the CLS and hurt you, because as I click this, you see your entire page shifts and moves. That's not nice. So I would say take this away, take the search button away, because you have a search bar anyway below. Okay, so I opened a few tabs that could help you, and I'm gonna send you these links using Beep. Now, this one, I would recommend to read this, Ayan. Why? Because not only does it explain what Google Search Core updates on your website, how it works and how they assess your content, but also here, it's very important that regardless, like if I give you the feedback and you do make improvements, it does say that one might not recover, assuming improvements have been made, until the next broad core update is released. So until they release the next update, which could come in a trimester or a semester, your website may not recover from the hit. And even then, do keep in mind that improvements made by site owners aren't a guarantee of recovery. So that's very important. And the next one is nice to read this as well. Read this too, Ayan. It's because it talks about new ways we're tackling spammy, low quality content, talks about what they're doing, how they're doing it, keeping more spam. Here as well, talk about more, read this on EEAT if you want more details on that. It breaks it down properly on what EEAT is. And then here, it's a bit of a check. What's it doing? It's a bit of a checklist. If you want to create content moving forward, here it's a link to creating helpful, reliable, people first content. So it's a good, like a tick box, like check, like a way, like a metric or a criteria for you to create good content. Focus on people. Content first. It says, do you have an existing or intended audience? Does the content provide original information? So it's a good checklist for you to follow. Read this. It's a good checklist. Ayan. So that's it. Now, how am I going to send this to you? All you have to do in Beep is to hit projects, like from the project folder that I created, Automobile Hut. I'm going to open all. And when you click on the link that I send you, what you will see on the left side are all the screenshots that I created on your site. Hover over the pin to reveal the comment. You can also click, for example, click here, and it will shift to what the comment is. Changes to the model will launch, or the model changes to your real name. You can also go down here, click this, and read this, a good checklist. So it's a good checklist. And if you want to visit that, all you have to do is to click the link here, and it will open a new tab and bring you exactly to where I sent you. So that's basically it. I hope this helped, Ayan. I'm going to send this link to you right now. And I'm going to stop this video, edit it, and then also send the video here on the comment that I'm sending you. So it's going to be a bit of an inception moment. So I hope this helped. So if anyone else watching, if this interested you and you want to see more website reviews from the team at Beep, then do consider subscribing to this channel and hitting the notifications, as we will be making more website reviews such as this and launching them in the next coming weeks. So having said that, see you next time. Bye-bye.